Welcome to your Week 6 edition of Head to Head. We're talking Auburn and we're talking Ole Miss. They're playing at Jordan-Hare Stadium this weekend. I'm Lauren Sisler.
And I'm Kevin Scarbinsky. Gus Malzahn will be coaching. His good friend Hugh Freeze will be elsewhere picking up the pieces of his shattered reputation.
Well, Kevin, Auburn's hopes of getting to the SEC championship shattered after they lost to Clemson, but now they're starting to pick up the pieces. We do not write the Auburn Tigers off yet. We've talked about this team defensively. They have dominated all season long. The only team in the FBS that has allowed 14 points or less through the first 5 games. That right there, an impressive stat in and of itself. Now, when we look at this Ole Miss football team and Shea Patterson, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, yeah, he looked great coming out of the gates, but when he faced Alabama, another dominant force on defense, he was putting up 400 yards. Not the case last week when they pretty much put them in the dirt. So when you look at this Ole Miss team, they're struggling on the run game, the worst in the nation, averaging 74 yards per game. Also, only 3 sacks this season for this Ole Miss team. I have a feeling that this is going to be another run of the show for the Auburn Tigers. They're going to run up the scoreboard and give it to Ole Miss just like they had last week.
So we can summarize all that by saying Ole Miss is a mess. They can't run the ball, and if you can't run the ball, you're not beating a good defense. You're not beating many defenses, even mediocre ones, but you're not beating a good defense like the Auburn defense. Because if Shea Patterson has to drop back and throw 50 passes, which he probably will, guess what? The Auburn secondary broke up 12 passes last weekend. That is a strong number. That defense has been unbelievable. They're leading the nation, or I'm sorry, they're number 3 in the nation, giving up only 3.77 yards a play. And listen to this amazing stat. On 38.4% of the other team's snaps, they have held them to 0 yards or negative yards.
Wow.
38% of the time. Good luck with that, Shea Patterson. You're going to need it.
All right, Kevin, it's prediction time. And first and foremost, we got to set the record straight. Gus Malzahn is comparing Shea Patterson to that of Johnny Manziel. Yeah, Johnny Manziel destroyed Auburn back in 2012. It ain't happening this weekend in Jordan-Hare Stadium. I like where this offense is going. I like Jared Stidham's progression. The running game has been awesome. Of course, these running backs, they got to stay healthy. That is an important key for these guys, especially after winning 6 straight last year, then getting pegged with the injury bug. We don't want to see that happen. I like Auburn in this one. My final score prediction, 38-10.
Yeah, Shea Patterson is no Johnny Manziel. Let's not have any mistake about that. But we haven't talked a whole lot about the Auburn offense. They are 9 for 9 this year in the red zone, and all 9 trips have resulted in touchdowns. That's pretty strong. And, of course, Kerryon Johnson himself has scored 8 touchdowns in the last 2 games, which is really impressive. Look, this is a no-contest game. The only advantage Ole Miss has is it's an 11 o'clock kickoff, and if Auburn oversleeps, their alarm doesn't go off, that's the only chance Ole Miss has, but that's really no chance at all. Auburn will win this game by whatever score Gus Malzahn wants, and since Ole Miss has already pushed his boy Hugh Freeze out the door, Gus will pour it on, 52-10.
Ooh.
Okay, Lauren, did you know that last week against Mississippi State, the Auburn offense had 7 plays of at least 30 yards? And that's the first time Auburn's done that in at least 21 years. Apparently, the Sports Information Office got tired and stopped counting in 1996.
That's a good stat there. Did you know that this Auburn offense, this is the first time that they've scored 100 points in the first 2 SEC games of the season?
And Lauren, what about that Auburn defense? Did you know that they have yet to give up a play of at least 50 yards this year?
That's impressive.
And you know, every time I say something like that, Auburn fans say, oh great, you jinxed it. Listen, if I had that kind of power, I would use it to impact something far more beneficial to me.